People are overthinking the products they're using in their 4C or textured hair. And this brings me to the topic of why non-black hair products are working better in 4C textured hair than natural hair products.
The reason why you're so impressed by that white hair care brand is because they are science-based and they use science and technology. Believe it or not, there is science and technology in your cosmetics, and in your hair care you want the science. You don't want what the black hair care brands are giving you, butters and oils. They're black, whether they're black owned or not. I'm saying black because they're catered solely towards black people.
I have stopped using black hair products. I mostly use white hair products for my hair, and my hair loves me for it. How my hair was looking when I was using mostly black hair products. As you can see, my hair is very dry, it's very thin, it's very brittle, there's loads of breakage at the beginning. And a lot of these black hair products contains a lot of oil. They weren't science backed, they weren't research backed. This is me when I've been using white hair products for about a year, science backed, research backed hair products.
So there's been a lot of talk online about white hair products versus black hair products and which one is better for natural hair or for black hair, and this whole debate on, you know, one being science backed and the other one not being science backed, and that black hair products are causing more damage to our hair or they're not really letting our hair thrive. So I really want to break down the key differences between white hair products and black hair products. So I did this in quotation and I'm not sure why I did that, but let's get into it.
Yeah.
So in this video, I'm going to be getting into the differences between products that are marketed for black hair and white hair. Please note, when I say black hair products, I don't mean black owned products, just products that are made for black hair or marketed to us. So let's break it down. Different hair structures. Black hair is usually curlier, drier, and more fragile, while white or straight hair tends to produce a lot more natural oils, and the oils can actually get through the strands a lot easier. It tends to get greasy or oily quicker. So because of that, a lot of black hair products are often richer. So just think heavier creams, butters, and oils. While some mainstream products or products that are marketed towards straighter hair or white hair is generally lighter and focuses more on oil control. Ingredients and moisture needs.
Recently, I've been seeing a lot of people talk about moving away from the traditional black-owned hair products or hair products which are marketed towards black people, and instead gravitating towards hair products that are science-backed. And while I can agree that those science-backed hair brands are absolutely amazing, they are phenomenal, I think that there is still a place for both type of hair brands to coexist.
Products made for black hair usually includes shea butter, coconut oil, castor oil, and this is just to help to lock in moisture. While white hair products leads towards lighter ingredients like silicones, serums, and volumizing agents. This is just to add body without actually weighing the hair down. Cleansing and scalp care. Black hair generally doesn't need daily washing. Generally, what's best for us is washing your hair weekly. So our shampoos are formulated to be more gentle and moisturizing, but we know that there are such things as clarifying shampoos, but just a lot of people don't use them as often, but you definitely need to include that in your routine if you have, you know, curly, coily, or kinky hair.
Clarifying shampoo in the context of hair care is usually referring to removal of product buildup, like silicons, waxes, and heavy conditioners. It's more about restoring your hair's cleanliness and balance.
While white hair products generally have stronger cleansing abilities, and this is because it needs to cut through the oil. As we said, you know, the hair tends to get oilier and greasier, so you need to be able to cut through that oil. So if you have curlier hair and you're using these products, you can end up stripping your curls, especially if you use them too often.
I saw this hilarious tweet a couple of weeks ago, and it got me thinking about explaining how shampoos and conditioners are formulated for thin, fine hair versus thick, curlier, coarse hair. When you're formulating shampoos for finer hair, you generally want to have higher levels of stronger cleansing ingredients. Because with finer hair, the oil that comes out of your scalp can just travel straight down the hair, and the hair tends to feel fairly oily and greasy. You want something that is stronger because you have a lot more to remove with those products. As your curl pattern gets more and more curly and coily, you want to have lower levels of cleansing ingredients, and you want to generally use more gentle cleansing ingredients. Because with my hair, the oil from my scalp cannot just travel down my hair because of my curl pattern, so my hair tends to feel more dry. So you want to have something that is more gentle, and you even want to have a shampoo that might be a little bit conditioning as well.
Styling and hold.
Those science-backed hair brands are amazing when it comes to the hair care. They do a good shampoo, they do a good pre-shampoo, they do great conditioners and protein treatments and bond builders and deep conditioning masks. They are amazing for that. But I find a lot of them do not have great styling products. They lack when it comes to their styling range. And I mean this in terms of natural hair. Now, if you're a stretch natural, if you are a natural who loves to blow dry their hair consistently, you probably haven't noticed this, but if you're someone who wears twist outs, braid outs, perm rods, flexi rod sets, anything that requires you wearing your hair in its natural state, you probably have realized that they struggle to create products that are great for styling a twist out. They lack when it comes to having a good foam, a good mousse, a good gel with hold. And that is where I think that those black hair brands, or those hair brands which are targeted or which are marketed towards black people, actually make up for.
For textured hair, we prefer to have maximum hold. We look for curl creams, we look for twisting buttons, edge controls, or just things to really define our curls, like curling custards and gels. And we also want things that would define but moisturize as well. That's the ultimate goal. Straight hair and wavy hair as well. Looking at mousses that are more lighter and that will kind of give like a fluffier look, maybe give that definition but with more volume. Light sprays as well, and for volume. And the reason I wanted to break down the main differences between the two types of products is because of all the talk online, mostly on Twitter and on TikTok, about white hair products being better for our hair type, which is, you know, curlier, kinkier hair types, textured hair, than black hair products. And this is the rise of use of products like Olaplex and K18 and Aveda. These are all great products, and as someone who's been using Tresemme from basically the beginning of my journey, I've used Garnier, I've used a lot of products that were just all that was available to us at the time. I appreciate these products for what they are.
You may call it a money grab, but we have seen a rise over the years with all these mainstream brands creating products specifically for curly and textured hair.
And I do not agree that black hair products are not scientifically backed, because our hair structures are just different. A lot of the ingredients that they use do have science behind it. When it comes to shea butter, when it comes to all the oils, the castor oil and all these things, there are studies that have been done on these things. There is, you know, scientific fact to back it up. And a lot of white hair products as well do have these products and these ingredients in it.
If I thought today where I would argue that we might be slightly regressing in the natural hair community, especially when it comes to our language around hair and how we speak on it. And this all came to my mind with the ongoing discussion about black hair owned products and white hair owned products, especially with the emphasis on the black hair owned product not being science backed. Language is important because I think there's a big issue of saying black hair owned product and not science backed. There's a clear bias that we indicate, especially in language, when we make broad statements like this. And let's not forget that a lot of black owned products are actually science backed. I'm talking the Do, Ori Lifestyle, Sacred, Briogeo, and a lot more as well. Someone that uses a range of products, I think my biggest takeaway from this conversation is that a lot of people don't actually know what their hair needs, which is not a bad thing. Whilst some products have been traditionally targeted towards a certain race and we've not been included, I think the question really should be about what your hair needs.
So first it was black products and products catered toward black people don't use science. Now in my comments is these black products use a different type of science. The white products use a different type of science. Science is science. Chemistry is chemistry. They use different formulations. But when I did a deep dive, I actually found that some of the ingredients, a lot of the ingredients were the same.
I think it's important to note that it's not about the products you're using, but it's how you use them as well. Because I've seen some, you know, white ladies or ladies with straight hair use Eco Styler gel for sleeking their hair down. People who want to get that sleek bun, they can use those products as well. Now, it's marketed to black people, obviously, but it's not just limited to us. If you want to use products like Olaplex, AK18, and all these other wonderful products that are on the market, they are science backed. They were not always like this. We have seen a rise in these kind of products, right? And every brand now have bond builders and all these things. So I don't think it's fair to say that these products that have helped us when we had nothing, like the whole natural hair movement started and we noticed that we had nothing. So all that the products that were advertised to us were just not good for us. And the black hair products literally came up and did us good. They came up and stood behind us. They came up and they gave us what we needed. Now, has the market kind of gone a bit crazy? Yes. but we have to remember that when certain products that are marketed towards us, let's say Shea Moisture and you know, just other brands, whenever they try to appeal to the other masses, remember that it stops working for our hair the way we like it to. Because I'm telling you, if my favorite twist and butter gets changed and formulated to work for all hair types, it will not work for me anymore. I just know that. So it is important to know that products are created for specific reasons. So whatever your hair concerns are, or your hair needs, or your preferences, pick the product accordingly. And it could be from any brand, any range. And each brand as well have different ranges as well. A lot of brands will have products for like thinner hair, or you know, thicker hair, or whatever the case is. That's about race and more about hair type. So focus on what your hair actually needs, and this is moisture level, curl pattern, your density, porosity, just not the label. So those are my key takeaways from this whole topic, is that we have to remember to shop for what your hair actually needs and not what your favorite content creators are using. Experiment, see what works for you. So yes, marketing plays a huge role, but the real difference is in the formulation and the moisture that your hair needs. So please read the ingredients and listen to your hair, not just the name on the aisle. That's it from me, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I was able to make sense and get my point across. What are your thoughts on this whole white hair products versus black hair products and the whole scientifically backed thing? I would love to know what you guys think, and yeah, leave a comment down below. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already so you can see more videos from moi, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.